Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and let's get started. DIY number 1, I'm going to begin with these pieces of scrap wood that were leftovers from some home projects, and all these sides are cut in angles. So here I'm also going to do a little bit of sanding, and then I'm going to go in with these colors of paint, and I'm going to use the plaster for some heavy dry brushing. Make sure to cover everything cohesively because I want this to look good on the back and the front. So everything's nice and pretty. So now here I'm building what is going to be a Christmas tree in these colors, these neutral colors. I think these colors are so beautiful for Christmas, and I think they're very classy looking. So here I'm just building this Christmas tree, and I'm going to add these knobs, and I'm going to adhere them with some wood glue. Here they are, nice and adhered. I'm in a different room, more space. So here is my base piece where I'm going to adhere all these pieces on, and this is very simple. It's just a bunch of wood glue and pieces of wood, very simple. And here's the bottom piece, which has like a little shelf on it. Now here's the glue that I'm using. Here's everything nice and adhered. You can see my Halloween stuff there. Oh my goodness. Now here I'm taking a 4x4 piece of wood which came off a fence post. After the hurricane, we found lots of fence posts everywhere, so we're going to utilize them. And again, I'm going to go in with some of this wood glue, and this will work great because this is wood on wood, so it's going to be fantastic. I'm just going to set this on top, and here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. This video is all about neutral Christmas DIYs, and I'm collaborating with my sweet friend Megan from the Crafty Quinn. And here is a preview of her channel. She does a lot of beautiful DIYs, tons of videos, tons of content. So when you're done watching my video, please head on over to my description box, find the link to her channel, click it, and watch her video for today and give her a subscribe. She's very talented and she makes beautiful projects. And we're both doing 7 DIYs, so you don't want to miss out for sure. And I'm excited to see what she made. For DIY number 2, I'm going to use up some more of our scrap wood that we have in the backyard. They're just from different home projects. Keep it outside, and look how perfectly weathered it looks. It's gorgeous. So I'm just going to go in with some of this Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster and just do a thick dry brushing again. I don't want to do a complete job, just a nice thick dry brushing so they look like this. Look how beautiful. And now I'm going to go in with one of these wood planks from the Dollar Tree. It's the one in the square. And I'm taking this paint marker and I'm just going to freehand a flame. Well, my interpretation of a flame, okay? So here I have them kind of drawn out. So here I'm going in with my scroll saw. And if you never use a scroll saw, this is kind of like a sewing machine, but a saw. And I got this off of Amazon, and I'll link it in my description box, but it's super easy. If you can use a sewing machine, you can use a scroll saw. So now here I'm using my EMT shears to snip off any excess pieces that I didn't get with the scroll saw and give it a nice sanding. So here are my flames. My interpretation of flames. So here I'm trying to see where it's going to fit. So I'm going to take my Sharpie and place my little flame up top and make a little mark where I want my hole to go. So I'm going to take my drill. I'm just going to do 3 or 4 little holes to create the spot where the flame is going to go. So I get it to where I think I need it, but no, it's just a little bit too small. So I go in and use a little bit more of my drill and just keep working it until I get that spot the way I need it. Now once I get the opening just right, then I go ahead and place my flame to see if it fits, and it does. So I'm going to go in with my wood glue. And this is that super glue, wood glue from the Dollar Tree. It works great. So here is one. Now here I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have a drill or don't want to use a drill. The Dollar Tree does carry these wood tools that work for carving. And so I did this one with those tools. So there's one that's very sharp, almost like a little blade, and you're just going to score it. And then there's another one that's got like a little angle piece, and you're just going to dig in there until all the pieces of wood come out. So just use all the different tools, and these are made for carving wood, so it'll definitely make a hole. So here I'm just going to add my wood glue and place my flame, Now here they are all dry, and look, I'm holding them up by their flames, so they're perfectly adhered on there. So now I'm just taking some jute twine and I'm going to wrap them around my hand as if I'm creating a tassel, but instead of making a tassel, I'm cinching it in the center, tying a knot, and leaving long enough tails to create a very rustic and beautiful, delicate little bow out of jute twine. And I'm just going to adhere this on the front, the top front of my candles. Look how gorgeous, super cute. Now I'm not done. Off camera, I took some of these wood plaques from the Dollar Tree, the oval ones, and I painted them in the same manner. And now here I'm just going to adhere them with the super glue, wood glue from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to allow these to sit and cure overnight. Here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. DIY number 3. I'm going to use some more scrap wood. Now this is another part of the 4x4 that I used for the trunk of DIY number 1. So here I'm going to go in with the plaster again and paint them all up in the same manner. Very rustic. And now using a drill and a 1.5 inch spade drill bit, cut some holes in these pieces to add my candles. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I'm just going to use this small 2x4 piece, and I'm going to add some Mod Podge, and I'm just using the matte Mod Podge. Give it a nice light coat. And with my printer, I printed out this that says Merry Christmas. I just got it off the internet. And now I'm just going to adhere it on both sides. So this little sign will be double-sided. And now that it's dry, I'm just going to use my finger sander and remove all the excess. Now I'm going to go back over with the Mod Podge to seal it all up, and then allow this to dry completely. Again, remember this is on both sides, so I'm just going to make sure all the edges are nice and sealed. I don't want any of the edges coming up. So now I'm going to go over this Tim Holtz Distress ink and one of these ink applicators and just do a little distressing on the sides. I don't want it to look like there's a piece of paper up top on this wood. I want it to look natural, so this will help it. So now I'm going to go with these little bottle brush trees from the Dollar Tree. The first 2 are the larger ones from the Village sets, the Christmas Village, and the smaller ones are just Crafter Square ones. So I'm going to use the 2 large ones and 3 of the small ones, and I'm removing all the bases. Now these little wood bases pieces, don't throw those away. Those are great little circles for something. So I'm just trying to place the bottle brush trees where I think I want them, and with my drill I'm just going to make holes very carefully, make sure they fit in there perfectly. And now I'm going to go in with some of this Aleene's Glitter Snow. This stuff is so much fun. It's very creamy with a touch of glistening glitter, just a touch. But look how nice. I'm just applying this with my silicone spatula. I think this works great. So once I get this on there, then I'll go ahead and place all my bottle brush trees in the holes that I created. So now I'm just going to take my hot glue gun and add a dab of glue and place these trees in the holes. Now here I'm just making sure where I find the holes. They got buried in snow. So once I get them all on there, look how adorable. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more glitter. This is just a fine iridescent glitter, and just because. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 5, I picked up this little frame house form. It's kind of like a shadow box, but like a, I don't know, kind of like a greenhouse to me, I don't know. But I picked it up from Target. It was $5 in their dollar spot section. And the thing about this thing, it only opens on the top a little piece, but we'll make it work. And then I picked up these peg people from Amazon, and I'll link everything in my description box, of course, in my Amazon storefront. And I just adhered Joseph and Mary together. And here I'm taking some burlap pieces that I had in my stash, and I'm just wrapping baby Jesus in the burlap for his swaddling clothes. So I'm just going to add a couple dabs of glue here and there. And I'm sorry that I go out of frame a little bit. I always forget that I move the camera. So here I'm just wrapping them in and give them a nice little covering. Give them a little bit of covering on the top, and then adhere some more on the bottom with a couple more dabs of glue here and there. And when you're working with burlap, please be careful and use a silicone spatula or something to protect your fingers. So now I'm just going to add a couple dabs of glue, and I'm going to place him with the both of them holding baby Jesus. Look how adorable. So now they're ready to go. I'm going to set them aside, let all the glue set. Now here I'm removing some pieces of this burlap piece. I feel like the bottom of this little house form or shadow box needs something extra, so I'm taking this jumbo craft stick from Walmart, and I'm cutting a piece that I think I can get in there without too much trouble. So here I'm just adhering this burlap piece to the craft stick, and now I'm going to add some glue to the bottom of the craft stick and carefully putting it inside. Try not to get glue on the glass, or it's not glass, it's plastic. Try not to get any glue on the plastic. Push it down with the craft stick. It worked out perfectly. And then the rest of these little tiny pieces, I just shredded all up, and I'm just going to add it to the base as well, just to give it more character and more dimension, and just pushing everything down with the craft stick because I can't get my hand in there. So once I get all that done, then here comes the fun part of getting this piece. And let me tell you, I had to do a little bit of finagling, but I finally got it in there. And again, with the help of my craft stick, I just kind of push everything down, and when I finally got it in place, voila, beautiful. It was almost like it was made for it. Gorgeous. Put my little piece back on top, and now I'm just going to use this ornament from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove this decorative piece. I want the greenery on it because it's frosted and I think it's gorgeous. I'm just going to remove those pieces, and I'm also going to remove the little white berries. I'm having to use my heat gun to soften the glue so I can remove all these pieces. I don't want the jingle bell, and I don't want the buffalo check pieces. I just want this greenery, this evergreen. And also I'm going to use one of these stars, but this star has a ton of glitter, so I'm going to use my finger sander, and I'm going to remove the majority of this glitter. I leave a little bit just to make the star glistening, but again, these are neutral DIYs, and I want it to be as neutral as possible. So I'm just going to adhere the little star to the very top, and look at it. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. So now I'm going to add this greenery pieces, these evergreen pieces. I'm just going to add them to the front in this manner. Lay it down so that way it'll be able to adhere well and cure like this, and add these little berries on it in the front. And of course, got to add a little bow, and this is just a little tiny burlap bow, and that is it for this one. How cute, adorable. Here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 6, I had to do gingerbread, guys. I just had to. Neutral gingerbread, yeah. And I went ahead and painted everything front and back with the Waverly chalk paint in the color hazelnut. For this DIY, I usually do nutmeg brown, but for this one, I decided to use the hazelnut just because it's a more neutral tone. So now I'm taking one of these markers, these white markers, paint markers, and I'm going to kind of draw out what I think I want my houses to look like, because it's a very different style of gingerbread pieces. So here I did speed it up, so no, I don't draw this fast, believe me. This took me a while. This took me a while to figure out what I wanted to draw, because I am not an artiste. My mother was, and my children, most of them are, but it skipped me. So it's it's a big effort for me. But if I can do it, guys, you can do it too. Yes, you can. So here I'm just drawing what I think I want, and I did this to all the houses, and I went over all of them with the puffy paint till I got them all to look like this. So now I feel like it needed a little bit of glistening, so I'm taking some of this Tulip glitter paint. It's a fabric paint by Tulip, and I'm just going to take my little brush, and I'm just going to brush a really light coat on these houses. I just felt like I needed something, so just a light coat. And here they all are, nice and dry. They just glisten just right. So now here I picked up these trees ornaments from the Dollar Tree. They are made out of a cardboard, of a corrugated cardboard type of material, and I'm going to use my heat gun to soften up the glue to remove the embellishments. I'm not going to use any embellishments on this tree. Now the thing is, since they are made out of a corrugated cardboard, the cardboard did come up a little bit, but I did glue it down with some hot glue and it worked just fine. So here I'm just adding a little hot glue and pressing it down. And look at that, you can't even tell. Now it is coated with some glitter, but the glitter does not come off easily, and it's a nice, it looks like a nice quality glitter to me. It's kind of like a chunkier pieces. But look, they are so cute. So now I'm going to go with the tulip paint in the white slick. And I'm just going to go over the outline and do some more embellishing on these trees as well, so they look like this. So cute. Now here I am taking another piece of wood, and I went ahead and painted it in the same colors, the same way. And now I'm ready to assemble everything. And I'm also using some tumbling tower blocks as well. So now here I'm taking some of that wood glue, that super glue wood glue, adding it to the bottom of one of my houses, and adding a couple dabs of hot glue on the ends because I want both long lasting and instant hold. So here I'm just trying to see where I want them both, but of course I'm only going to do one at a time. So now I'm going to take a tumbling tower block and adding a couple of dabs of glue to help adhere this to the back, to give the back of the house support, like this. Now here's the second house. It's going to go right beside the first house. Just a dab of glue here and there, wood glue, hot glue, and place it right beside it. I wanted the two houses with the frosted roof line to go on the back. That's my thinking anyway. And here's another tumbling tower block, and I'll add it to the back of the second house to help secure that one in place. As you can see back here, you can see a little bit better now. And now I'm going to take my third house. This one's a little bit shorter. I did cut this one down. I didn't show it, but I did cut it down a few inches to be a little bit shorter. And I'll place this in front in this manner. And of course, I'll do a tumbling tower block on the back as well. Now I'm going to turn it all the way around so you can see the back. And I'm just going to add a couple dabs here and there and place it on the back of the third house like this. Make sure everything's nice and secure. The other two houses, I didn't show all the steps because I've already been showing them. So they look like this. Look how adorable. So now I'm going to add two of these trees. I have three, but I only used two. So here I'm just going to add, again, I'm out of frame and I apologize. I'm just adding glue to the bottom of the tree, and I'm placing it where I want it. And then I'm going to adhere the top part of the tree as well, like this. And I do the same thing to the other side. And then that is it for this one. I'm not going to use that third tree. It doesn't need any bows. This is going to be it. Super cute and simple and neutral. Beautiful. Here's how it looks and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 7, I'm going to take 2 of the styrofoam cones from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take some of this burlap that I have, and I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to wrap this whole piece of cone with this burlap just to give it a base coating. So it's not going to be perfect because again, this is just a base, and I'm working on both cones at the same time because I need time for the glue to cool down and set. And since this is burlap, I don't want to burn myself. So I'm giving it plenty of time to set, and of course using my silicone spatula. Safety first, guys, safety first. So here I just continue to wrap this burlap. I'm just needing this to be covered. That's all I need this. So I just keep working it until it looks like this. And now I'm going to go in with some of this burlap lace that a sweet subscriber sent me. It's beautiful, and I was so grateful to receive this. It's just so beautiful, and it's perfect for this video. Neutral yet beautiful for Christmas. So I'm just going to wrap a nice piece around the bottom. We're starting at the bottom and pressing it down with my silicone spatula because again, lace, burlap, too many holes, get burned easily. Yes, ask me how I know. So I'm just going to make sure this is nice and secure, and then I'll work my way up in the same manner, and I do the same thing to both until I get them all done, and they look like this. Super simple. And now I'm going to use some of these wood stems from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to adhere 2 together and place 2 on one of the trees on the bottom, and then I just do 1 on the second one because I want them to look a little bit different in height. And now I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing. I'm just going to take some of these bows that I made out of burlap, and I'm going to adhere them on the very top, because yes, these trees do need a bow. Yes, they do. I think so. And now I found these really cute push pins. They're Jot from the Dollar Tree, and they are in a pearl kind of look. So I'm just going to add one to the middle of the bow and a few just sporadically on the cone tree, just to make it look like ornaments. It's a little bit more shabby. This one's a rustic kind of shabby chic kind of project. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. If you're on Instagram, I invite you to follow me on there. Here's my QR code. Here's my QR code for TikTok as well, and here is my handle for Pinterest. And I do have a crafting group, so I invite you to come out and say hello. And we're at the final reveal. Let me know what you guys think. Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank Megan from the Crafty Quinn for collaborating with me and creating some classy, neutral, pretty DIYs for Christmas. I'm super excited to see what she created. So when you're done watching this video, please head on over to her channel and watch her video today and give her a subscribe. Let her know that I sent ya. And the link is included in my description box, of course. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye bye.